Good day to you all, and welcome to our first of our series of our online video lessons. On this one, we are going to start with the revision of an exercise that I had given prior to our first lesson that I had uploaded. I sent you a document it was a revision on introduction to computers. I hope you have all gone through it. And at the end of that lesson, I had given a question where you were supposed to go and research on about the evolution of computers. So on this video lesson, I'm going to go back on that revision so that we go through the introduction we go. I'm going to rewind so that we go back and discuss the evolution of computers. In the 20th century, electricity was invented. So computers began using electrical power during this period. This led to a rapid development of computers. So today let's discuss how the modern computers have evolved through generation to generation. The first generation computer. The computers were developed from 1942 to 1955 were called the first generation computers. These computers used vacuum tubes. A vacuum tube consists of a glass bulb and wires. The wire is used to carry data in the form of electrical signals. The first generation computers were very large, expensive, and required huge amounts of electricity. The ENIAC, Electronic Numerical Integrator and Calculator, was the first generation computer. Now, the second generation computers, these are the computers which were developed between 1956 and 1964. So what is the difference between the first generation and the second generation computers? The second generation computers used transistors instead of vacuum. As transistors are much smaller than a vacuum tube, so computers become much more smaller in size. They also became faster and cheaper. 1965 to 1975 was the period of the third generation computers. Integrated circuits were introduced during the development of the third generation computers. An integrated circuit, also known as IC, is as small as a transistor, but it can work as fast as thousands of transistors. Integrated circuits made computers faster, cheaper, and smaller than the second generation computers. These computers also used less electricity and they made very fewer mistakes. Now, the computers developed since 1975 up to today are called the fourth generation computers. These are the computers that we are using today. So the fourth generation computers use microprocessors. A microprocessor consists of small silicon chips on which thousands of circuits are placed. The fourth generation computers are much smaller, portable, and cheaper. They use less electricity and produce less heat. Now, computers that are currently being developed and researched at the moment are the fifth generation computers. These computers are the most advanced computers. Scientists are basically trying to develop the fifth generation computers in a way that they can think on their own. This is called artificial intelligence. Robots can work on this technology. Now, can you try to answer this question? Which of the following terms is associated with the development of the fifth generation computers? That's right. Scientists are trying to develop artificial intelligence with the fifth generation computers. So now computers are made in different sizes so that many different people can use them for their different purposes. So now let's discuss these different uses of computers. Supercomputers. Supercomputers are the most complex computers. They are used by people who need to process complex and large amounts of data. Supercomputers are used to solve complex numerical problems, make forecasts, analyze scientific data, or engineering problems. Now, mainframe computers. Mainframe computers are large and expensive. They're very powerful processors and very large memories. Hundreds of people can work on mainframe computer at the same time. Now the mini computer. Mini computers are smaller and cheaper than mainframe computers. They have less processing power. Microcomputers can process large amounts of data, but this one can only accommodate a small amount of users at a given time. Microcomputers are the most common type of computers. They are used by businesses, schools, or even at home. Only one person can use a microcomputer. Microcomputers are also called desktop computers or a personal computer. And then the laptop computer is smaller but costlier than desktop computers. They are also called notebooks. They can be operated on using a battery, and they use much less electricity. Mobile devices and tablets. Mobile devices are basically smaller than laptops. Tablets are used to organize information and play mobile games and read ebooks. Image. The image shows an embedded computer. An embedded computer is a microprocessor that is fitted to a device to control its operation. Embedded computers are installed in appliances as well as cars, trains, or in electronic or aeroplanes to perform special operations. So that's it for today. I hope you understood the concepts of how computers evolved to what it is today and what is expected in the future. So just to summarize what we talked about today, we talked about the generations of computers and how computers have evolved between the first computer, which was the first generation computer, and then we talked about the second generation computer. We also talked about the third generation computer, the fourth generation computer, and the fifth generation computer. So as a task that I want you to really think of and know, I want you to remember the times in which these generation of computers existed. But what is very, very important is for you to know and to remember that in the first generation computers, the main component which was used there was the vacuum tube. And in the second generation computers, we went on to talk about the transistors. And then we talked about the integrated circuits in the third generation computer. And then we talked about the microprocessors in the fourth generation computers. And then the fifth generation computer, which is an era that we already are, as well as in the future, that is when we talk about artificial intelligence, when robots or computers trying to mimic or trying to behave in a human way. So that is for today. And then for our next lesson, just prepare to learn about computer networks. We're going to get into the different types of computer networks. Bye.